chasing after shadows in the painted summer sky.
I slipped upon the gravel and I tumbled in the thorn.
My coat was getting tangled and my spirit getting worn.
But I heard a steady footstep on the jagged mountain stone,
and I knew the good old shepherd wouldn't leave me here alone.
Oh, reach down in the hollow
with the shepherd's heavy crook,
pull me from the
briars and the muddy shallow brook.
carry me upon your shoulders,
back up to the fold,
safe inside the mercy
from the bitter freezing cold.
I might be prone to wander,
And I might be prone to stray,
but the shepherd of the valley
never looks
the other way. He lifted up my heavy head and looked me in the eye,
wiped away the muddy tears and let the sorrow dry.
he poured the healing oil
On the cuts upon my face, binding up my brokenness with everlasting grace.
the dulcimer is playing out
A sweet and gentle song
for the wandering little
lamb that finally can't belong.
Oh, reach down in the holler,
With the shepherd's heavy crook,
pull me from the briars,
and the muddy shallow brook,
carry me upon your shoulders,
back up to the fold,
safe inside the mercy
from the bitter freezing cold.
I might be prone to wander,
And I might be prone to stray,
but the shepherd of the valley
never looks
the other way.
Through the valley of the shadow I will fear no evil thing, for the shepherd is a-walking and the angels start to sing. Angels start to sing, fear no evil thing.
Oh, reach down in the holler,
With the shepherd's heavy crook,
pull me from the briars,
and the muddy shallow brook,
carry me upon your shoulders,
back up to the fold,
safe inside the mercy
from the bitter freezing cold.
I might be prone to wander,
And I might be prone to stray, but the shepherd of the valley never looks the other way. The shepherd's crook
never
looks the other way.
hold on to me. I built my cabin down beside the rushing river bend, thinking that the summer sun was never gonna end.
But the water started rising when the heavy rains came down, threatening to wash away the timber on the ground.
I felt the floorboards shaking
And the rafters start to groan,
realizing I could never
fight the flood alone.
No, be my steadfast anchor
When the angry waters roll,
a heavy chain of mercy
for my weary wandering soul.
tie me to the solid rock
And hold me in the storm,
keep me in your holy harbor
sheltered, safe and warm.
the river might be raging
And the wind might tear the tree, but I am holding to the one who holds on to me.
I watched the mighty oak tree tumble down into the mud,
Swallowed by the darkness and the churning of the flood.
but the foundation of grace is dug into the mountainside,
A refuge where a broken-hearted sinner can abide.
the dulcimer is playing
A defiant little tune,
the promise of
the daylight that is coming very soon.
Lord, be my steadfast anchor
When the angry waters roll,
heavy chain of mercy
for my weary wandering soul,
tie me to the solid rock
and hold me in the storm.
keep me in your holy harbor
Sheltered, safe and warm.
the river might be raging
And the wind might tear the tree, but I am holding to the one who holds on to me. Let the water rise and let the heavy thunder roar. I am tethered to the Maker now and forevermore.
now and forevermore.
Hear the thunder
Oh, be my steadfast anchor
when the angry waters roll,
a heavy chain of mercy
from my weary wandering soul.
tie me to the solid rock
And hold me in the storm, keep me in your holy harbor, sheltered, safe and warm. The river might
be raging
and the wind might tear the tree,
but I am holding to the one
who holds on to me. Steadfast anchor
holds on to me.
holds on to me. The autumn leaves are turning brown upon the crooked trail. The wind is carrying a song, a quiet, gentle wail. I've been out since early morning, working in the field, hoping that the heavy dirt would finally have a yield. My back is aching and my hands are blistered from unstrained, but I'm trusting in the goodness of the latter rain. Oh, we're gathering the sheaves before the winter snow, reaping in the daylight while the gentle breezes blow. For the master of the harvest is returning very soon, and the silver light is glowing on the rising of the moon. Bring the golden bundles from the valley to the barn. We're resting in the hollow of the Maker's mighty arm. I saw the tares among the wheat growing up so tall, but the sickle of his justice is gonna cut them all. We only bring the finest of the grain unto the Lord, to spread upon the table of his grand and holy board. The dulcimer is humming like a bee among the clover, telling me the season of my sorrow is now over. For we're gathering the sheaves before the winter snow, reaping in the daylight while the gentle breezes blow. For the master of the harvest is returning very soon, and the silver light is glowing on the rising of the moon. Bring the golden bundles from the valley to the barn. We're resting in the hollow of the Maker's mighty arm. Those who went out weeping are returning with a song, for the night was very dark and the journey very long. The journey very long, returning with a song. Oh, we're gathering the sheaves before the winter snow, reaping in the daylight while the gentle breezes blow. For the master of the harvest is returning very soon, and the silver light is glowing on the rising of the moon. Bring the golden bundles from the valley to the barn. We're resting in the hollow of the Maker's mighty arm. Gathering the sheaves, Maker's mighty arm.
I stand upon the banks of the mighty river wide, looking at the glory on the other shining side. The mud is thick and heavy on the boots upon my feet, but I can hear the singing where the earth and heaven meet. The waters are running chilly and the current's pulling strong, but I've been waiting for this crossing my
the stain and leaves you standing spotless in the heavy mountain rain. The dulcimer is playing like a ripple on the stream, waking the traveler from a long and bitter dream. Oh, the river Jordan is deep and cold, but it carries the promise the prophets foretold. I'm leaving the wilderness, leaving the night, walking right into the glorious light. The waters will part for the children of grace and carry me home to my resting place. Step into the water, let the current take hold. Trade the heavy iron for the streets of pure gold. Will part for the children of grace and carry me home to my resting place. River Jordan, River Jordan, my resting place.
I walked across the valley where the earth was cracked and dry, underneath the burning of a heavy brazen sky. My throat was made of cotton and my canteen was of bone. I thought I'd leave my spirit on the dusty scattered stone, but I saw a little shadow by a deeply rooted tree, a promise of the water that was waiting there for me. Oh, draw it from the bottom of the deep and living well. Listen to the ringing of the holy iron bell. The water is a-flowing and it's running pure and sweet, washing off the sorrow from my tired aching feet. The world can offer nothing but a bitter hollow lie, but the water from the living well is never running dry. I dropped the wooden bucket down into the quiet dark, looking for healing for the weary broken spark. I pulled the heavy rope until the water reached the brim, and raised a cup of mercy as a quiet holy hymn. The dulcimer is echoing the dripping of the rain, a melody of comfort for the heavy aching pain. Oh,
draw it from the bottom of the deep and living well. Listen to the ringing of the holy iron bell. The water is a-flowing and it's running pure and sweet, washing off the sorrow from my tired aching feet. The world can offer nothing but a bitter hollow lie, but the water from the living well is never running dry. Drink it down, you will never ever thirst again. Healing of the wreckage of the wandering of men. The wandering of men. Never thirst again. Oh, draw it from the bottom of the deep and living well. Listen to the ringing of the holy iron bell. The water is a-flowing and it's running pure and sweet, washing off the sorrow from my tired aching feet. The world can offer nothing but a bitter hollow lie, but the water from the living well is never running dry. Living well, never running dry. I stood before the meadow when the winter frost was deep, a frozen kind of acre where the bitter briars creep. The dirt was packed and stubborn and the weeds had taken hold, a story of rebellion that the mountain people told. I brought the heavy plowshare from the shadow of the barn to cut a holy furrow in the valley and farm. Oh, push the iron plowshare deep into the bitter ground, turn the heavy soil where the wicked roots are found. The blade is sharp and steady and it breaks the hardened crust to scatter holy mercy in the ashes and the dust. The field is full of boulders and the labor takes a toll. Hallelujah for the breaking of the hard and stubborn soul. I wrapped the leather harness around the heavy walking mule, a patient kind of creature for a proud and weary fool. The rocks are grinding heavy and the iron starts to sing, a melody of waking for the coming of the spring. The dulcimer is echoing the turning of the side, making up a pathway for the heavy seed of God. Oh, push the iron plowshare deep into the bitter ground, turn the heavy soil where the wicked roots are found. The blade is sharp and steady and it breaks the hardened crust to scatter holy mercy in the ashes and the dust. The field is full of boulders and the labor takes a toll. Hallelujah for the breaking of the hard and stubborn soul. Drive the furrow deeper, cut the bitter plowshare deep into the bitter ground. Turn the heavy soil where the wicked roots are found. The blade is sharp and steady, and it breaks the hardened crust to scatter holy mercy in the ashes and the dust. The field is full of boulders, and the labor takes a toll. Hallelujah for the breaking of the hard and stubborn soul.
Cutting down the timber on the edge of Miller's Creek, trying to build a cabin when the winter wind was bleak. The logs were bowed and twisted, and the mud was running deep. A weary kind of labor for a mountain man to keep. I stacked the heavy branches, but the walls began to lean. Unstable shelter that the holler's ever seen. Oh, drop the iron plumb line right beside the crooked wall. Show the weary builder why the heavy timber falls. You cannot build a mansion on the shifting river sand. You need the solid granite and the maker's steady hand. Sharper than the heavy rusted saw. Hallelujah for the measure of the high and holy law. I took my father's level and I laid it on the stone. Realized I couldn't fix the ruin all alone. The foundation was sinking in the bitter, heavy clay, waiting for the tempest just to wash it all away. But the carpenter of heaven brought a perfect corner block and set my weary cabin on the everlasting rock. Oh, drop the iron plumb line right beside the crooked wall. Show the weary builder why the heavy timber falls. You cannot build a mansion on the shifting river sand. You need the solid granite and the maker's steady hand. The truth is cutting sharper than the heavy rusted saw. Hallelujah for the measure of the high and holy law. Measure the height, measure the depth, measure it straight and true. Tear down the bitter wickedness and build it all anew. Build it all anew. Measure it straight and true. Drop the iron plumb line right
iron plumb line, the high and holy law.
Lit the heavy lantern when the sun began to fade, searching through the shadows that the evening timber made.
I dropped a piece of silver in the bitter, dusty cold, a treasure of the mountain that was beautifully old.
I grabbed the heavy broomstick and I swept the cabin floor, looking in the corners right behind the heavy door. Seeking, you will find it in the middle of the night. Look until it glimmers in the pale and yellow light. The world might say it's worthless and it isn't worth the cost, but the maker of the mountain never gives up on the lost. I'm turning over tables and I'm moving every stone. Hallelujah for the mercy that won't leave the lost alone. I sifted through the ashes where the fire used to burn, leaving not a pebble or a heavier rock unturned.
My hands were getting muddy and my knees were getting sore, but I kept on looking deeper than I ever looked before.
The dulcimer is ringing like the shiny piece of dime, a melody of finding at the very end of time. Oh, seeking, you will find it in the middle of the night. Look until it glimmers in the pale and yellow light. The world might say it's worthless and it isn't worth the cost, but the maker of the mountain never gives up on the lost. I'm turning over tables and I'm moving
was unraveling fast, looking at the shadows that the mountain pines had cast. My coat was wearing thin against the bitter winter cold, and my spirit felt as fragile as a story getting old. But I hear the steady rhythm of a shuttle in the room, and I know the master maker is working at the loom. Oh, weave me in the fabric of the everlasting grace. Make a brand new garment in this high and holy place. Take the tattered edges and the colors of the night and spin them into mourning, into glory, into light. I am resting in the pattern that I do not understand, held together by the mercy of the master weaver's hand. I can see the crimson thread of the redemption running through, right alongside all the sorrow of the bitter, bruised blue. Every tangled string of mine is gathered from the floor to make a royal mantle for the ending of the war. The dulcimer is playing like a needle through the pine, stitching up the brokenness and making it divine. Oh, weave me in the fabric of the everlasting grace. Make a brand new garment in this high and holy place. Take the tattered edges and the colors of the night and spin them into mourning, into glory, into light. I am resting in the pattern that I do not understand, held together by the mercy of the master weaver's hand. Pull the fabric tight, make the anchor hold, better than the silver, better than the gold, better than the gold. Yeah, make the anchor hold. Oh, weave me in the fabric of the everlasting grace. Make a brand new garment in this high and holy place. Take the tattered edges and the colors of the night and spin them into mourning, into glory, into light. I am resting in the pattern that I do not understand, held together by the mercy of the master weaver's hand. Master weaver's hand, pattern I don't understand. I watch the heavy shadow fall across the cabin floor. The winter wind is howling through the cracks beneath the door. The sun has gone to hiding behind the jagged mountain peak, and left a bitter darkness for the weary and the weak. I grabbed the rusty handle and I struck a wooden match, Watch the yellow fire catch the braided cotton patch. Oh, trim the heavy wick and keep the kerosene aflame, waiting in the midnight for the calling of his name. The foolish ones are sleeping with their vessels running dry, but I'm watching for the coming of the bright and morning sky. The holler might be freezing and the heavy wind might blow. Hallelujah for the lantern in the valley of the snow. I pour the amber oil from the heavy iron drum, believing in the promise that the bridegroom soon will come. The soot is on the chimney and the glass is cracked and old, a fragile kind of vessel for the highest light to hold. The dulcimer is plucking out a vigil in the dark, a melody of waiting by the holy yellow spark. Oh, trim the heavy wick and keep the kerosene aflame, waiting in the midnight for the calling of his name. The foolish ones are sleeping with their vessels running dry, but I'm watching for the coming of the bright and morning sky. The holler might be freezing and the heavy wind might blow. Hallelujah for the lantern in the valley of the snow. Don't let the fire dwindle, don't let the shadow win. Keep up the holy vigil in the valley of the sin. The valley of the sin. Don't let the shadow win. Oh, trim the heavy wick and keep the kerosene aflame, waiting in the midnight for the calling of his name. The foolish ones are sleeping with their vessels running dry, but I'm watching for the coming of the bright and morning sky. The holler might be freezing and the heavy wind might blow. Hallelujah for the lantern in the valley of the snow. The kerosene lantern, the valley of the snow. Ooh, ooh. I carried all my broken pieces down to Miller's Draw, where the oldest heavy blacksmith that the holler ever saw was stoking up the embers till they burned a cherry red, with the soot and bitter ashes falling down upon his head. I laid my twisted iron on the surface of the stone and asked the maker if he'd fix the weary and the lone. Oh, strike the rusted anvil, let the heavy hammer fall. I'm listening for the echo of the high and holy call. The fire's gonna burn away the dross and bitter pride, with nowhere for the wickedness and heavy sin to hide. I'm yielding to the pressure and the ringing of the steel. Hallelujah for the shaping that the broken heart can feel. plunge me in the stream, to wake my weary spirit from a dark and bitter dream. The dulcimer is singing through the heavy smoke and haze, a melody of turning from the dark and lonely ways. Oh, strike the rusted anvil, let the heavy hammer fall. I'm listening for the echo of the high and holy call. The fire's gonna burn away the dross and bitter pride, with nowhere for the wickedness and heavy sin to hide. I'm yielding to the pressure and the ringing of the steel. Hallelujah for the shaping that the broken heart can feel. Put me in the fire, lay me on the block, beat me till I'm resting on the solid mountain rock. The solid mountain rock. Lay me on the block. Oh, strike the rusted anvil, let the heavy hammer fall. I'm listening for the echo of the high and holy call. The fire's gonna burn away the dross and bitter pride, with nowhere for the wickedness and heavy sin to hide. I'm yielding to the pressure and the ringing of the steel. Hallelujah for the shaping that the broken heart can feel. The rusted anvil, the ringing of the steel.
I found a ragged garment lying dusty on the floor, torn by all the wandering and the bitter heavy war.
But running through the fabric was a single shining line, a colored thread of mercy making everything divine. I traced it with my finger through the linen and the tear, a promise of the Maker that He's always waiting there. Oh, bind me with the crimson thread of everlasting grace, sew up all the brokenness and put it in its place. It's woven through the history of the mountain and the wood, holding all the pieces of the sorrow and the good. The world can pull the edges and the heavy seams can part, but the crimson thread is anchoring the center of my heart.
I feel the gentle needle pulling tight against the fray, mending up the wreckage of the choices thrown away.
The blood upon the timber is the color of the yarn, a shelter for the weary like a heavy mountain barn. The dulcimer
Is weaving out
a melody of old, the story of the ransom that the crimson thread of everlasting grace. Show up all the brokenness and put it in its place. It's woven through the history of the mountain and the wood, holding all the pieces of the sorrow and the good. The world can pull the edges and the heavy seams can part, but the crimson thread is anchoring the center of my heart. The crimson thread, anchoring my heart. The lightning strikes the crooked oak upon the hill. The bitter wind is blowing with an angry chill. I'm searching for a hollow where the shadows hide, a place where I can lay my heavy fear aside. I hear the mountain rumbling underneath my feet, but I am heading upward to the mercy seat. Oh, hide me in the cleft of the everlasting rock, a shelter for the shepherd and a haven for the flock. When the fury of the tempest and the raging waters roll, you are the solid anchor for my weary wandering soul. The world can fall to pieces, but I'm standing on the stone, held by the steady hands that claim me for his own. I see the morning breaking through the charcoal gray. The hand of grace is sweeping all the clouds away. The rain has left a diamond upon every pine, a testament of glory that is pure and fine. The dulcimer is ringing out a melody of cheer, for love has built a fortress that defeats the darkest fear. Oh, hide me in the cleft of the everlasting rock, a shelter for the shepherd and a haven for the flock. When the fury of the tempest and the raging waters roll, you are the solid anchor for my weary wandering soul. The world can fall to pieces, but I'm standing on the stone, held by the steady hands that claim me for his might claim me for his own. Cleft of the rock, standing on the stone. Took a piece of clay and tried to mold it on my own. Tried to build a monument of ivory and stone. But every time I spun the wheel, it crumbled to the floor, leaving me with nothing but a mess behind the door. I finally realized that my fingers were too blind to shape the holy vessel that the Maker had in mind. Oh, I surrendered to the spinning of the potter's steady wheel, yielding every broken part of me for him to touch and heal. I'm nothing but the earthly dust and water from the rain, but the Master's hand is forming me to glorify his name. Break me down and build me up and set me in the fire. I will be the instrument of all of his desire. There's a pressure in the shaping and a heat within the kiln, but I'm trusting in the process of his perfect holy will. The cracks are being filled with gold to make the vessel strong, a testament of mercy where the weak have now belonged. The dulcimer is playing out the beauty of the craft, a melody of joy that makes the heavy spirit laugh. Oh, I surrender to the spinning of the potter's steady wheel, yielding every broken part of me for him to touch and heal. I'm nothing but the earthly dust and water from the rain, but the Master's hand is forming me to glorify his name. Break me down and build me up and set me in the fire. I will be the instrument of all of his desire. Empty me of pride and let the living water pour, flowing from the inside to the thirsty on the shore. Thirsty on the shore, let the water pour. Oh, I surrender to the spinning of the potter's steady wheel, yielding every broken part of me for him to touch and heal. I'm nothing but the earthly dust and water from the rain, but the Master's hand is forming me to glorify his name. Break me down and build me up and set me in the fire. I will be the instrument of all of his desire. Master's hand
spirit was a vessel that was broken and so frail.
I heard the ancient stories of a water running deep, where the maker of the valley gently gathers up his sheep.
I felt the fever burning
In the marrow of my bone,
but I kept my boots moving over root and over stone. Oh, lead me to the waters of the deep and healing stream. Wake my heavy spirit
from a dark and bitter dream.
Let the current wash the ashes
and the sorrow from my face.
I am plunging in the canyon
of His everlasting grace.
Hallelujah for the water,
hallelujah for the flow
that washes every weary soul,
as white as driven snow. I felt the heavy burden start to finally wash away.
The coolness of the mercy was a balm upon my skin,
a quiet absolution from the wreckage of my sin.
The dulcimer is echoing across the rocky bank, a melody of gratitude for every cup I drank. Oh, lead me to the waters
of the deep and healing stream.
Wake my heavy spirit
from a dark and bitter dream.
Let the current wash the ashes
and the sorrow from my face.
I am plunging in the canyon
of His everlasting grace.
Hallelujah for the water, every weary soul,
as white as driven snow.
Let the river rush over, let the healing begin. I'm stepping out of darkness and I'm walking right in.
Walking right in. Let the healing begin.
Oh, lead me to the waters
Of the deep and healing stream.
Wake my heavy spirit
from a dark and bitter dream. Let the current wash the ashes and the sorrow from my face.
I am plunging in the canyon
of His everlasting grace.
Hallelujah for the water,
hallelujah for the flow
that washes every weary soul,
as white as driven snow.